Are you feeling overwhelmed in your relationship or find you spend too much time focused on your partner's flaws? I've helped many clients find their own path to deeper meaning and connection in their relationship. So, in this video, I'm going to show you what to really focus on and give you some steps to start rebuilding that connection and partnership, one simple step at a time. The envelope sat in the middle of the kitchen table, yellow, creased, no stamp, no return address. It had her name on it, but it was her maiden name. Her chest tightened. Lately, their words cut like blades. Whole nights passed without a glance, without a touch. Arguments piled up like dirty dishes that no one wanted to clean. Divorce papers? Yeah, she'd threatened this herself many times. She dropped into the chair. The wood cracked under her weight. The table groaned too, like it remembered. The table was covered in scars. It remembered the homework, the birthday cakes, the board games. But it also remembered the nights of silence, so thick it hurt. A black ring from a failed creme brulee, coffee stains that never left, ugly, worn, but still standing. Her fingers trembled. She tore the envelope open. Her mind raced. Divorce papers? A confession? No, a map. Drawn by hand, with silly, crooked lines. It led to the junk drawer. She shoved past batteries and old menus, dead pens, and found a ring box. Inside, a new band and a post-it note scribbled quick and messy. Still in it if you are. Think about a kitchen table. It doesn't decide what sits on it. It simply holds whatever is placed there. Some days it holds a warm meal or fresh flowers. Other days it's piled high with bills, old mail, crumbs from a rushed morning. The table is neutral. It carries what we bring. And relationships work the same way. They're like a table between two people. If you bring in stress, blame, or old hurt, well, that's what ends up sitting there. If you bring kindness, curiosity, or patience, that's what fills the space. The relationship itself doesn't add or remove anything. It only reflects what each person sets down. Now, this is good news. It means we always have a choice. In every moment, we can notice what we're bringing in and decide if it's really what we want on the table. One simple practice is to name what you feel. Before you sit down with your partner, take a quiet pause. Notice what's inside. And you might realize, I feel angry, or I feel tired. Saying it, even just in your own mind, helps you see that this is passing thought and it's not the whole truth of who you are. By naming it, noticing it, you stop it from automatically spilling onto the table. Then try to choose one lighter thing to bring. Maybe you decide, I want to bring patience, or I want to bring curiosity. Now, even if you're still feeling upset, bringing just one lighter quality can shift the whole tone of the moment. A single drop of kindness or humor can change what the table holds. And this isn't about being perfect or pretending you don't have feelings or heavy feelings. It's about realizing that the table doesn't have to be covered with everything that you're carrying. You can notice, set some things aside, and choose what you place down. Over time, this practice builds, a different rhythm. So instead of filling the table with clutter, you'll notice more space for connection. Instead of dropping old hurts onto it, you'll bring more moments of understanding. And that's what creates a relationship where both people feel safe, feel seen, and willing to come back. Think about that table. It only has meaning when people come to it. If no one ever sits there, it just slowly gathers dust or clutter. And relationships are the same. They stay alive when we keep showing up. When life feels easy, it's simple to return. We share food, we laugh, we tell stories, we have good times. But when things feel heavy, like after an argument, and when stress is high or when silence grows, well, it can feel easier to stay away. We may keep busy, scroll on our phone, avoid talking, staying later at work, and for a short while, that feels safer. But over time, avoiding each other creates distance. And the longer we stay away, the harder it feels to come back. And the good news is this: reconnection does not need big answers. It does not need perfect words. It usually begins with something small, just showing up again, sitting down together, even in silence. That has power. It says, I'm here. This matters. One way you can practice is to pause before you react. When a thought comes, I don't want to deal with this, take one slow breath. That small space, that small breath creates space. And in that space, you can see the thought for what it is, neutral. It does not have to decide for you. And from there, you can choose to return instead of pulling away. Another practice you may want to consider is to just keep returning again and again and again. You're not always going to get it right. Sometimes you'll avoid, sometimes you'll speak from hurt. That's okay. What matters most is not being perfect, but being willing to come back. Each return, each coming back is a fresh start and a chance to connect again. Strong relationships are not built by never having struggles. They're built by two people who choose again and again and again to return. Every pause, every breath, every time you sit down together is a quiet act of love. So let's go back to that old kitchen table. Over the years, it collects scratches, stains, and marks. Now, at first, you may see them as damage. But if you look closer, each mark tells a story. A burn mark from a family meal that turned into hours of laughter, good food, great conversation. A scratch from kids working on their science project that they were so proud of. A stain from a night of laughter and spilled wine. These marks are not proof the table is broken. They're proof that it's been used, lived, and loved. Relationships are the same. Over time, they carry marks too. There are arguments that leave feelings raw, disappointments that sting, seasons of stress where connection feels distant, but there are many moments of joy, teamwork, and closeness. All of it leaves its trace. The marks don't mean the relationship is ruined. They mean that you've shared life together. All the feelings we have in these moments, they never come from the other person. They come from our thought in the moment. Now, this is really cool. Thoughts rise and fall like waves. What stays steady is the deeper truth, the love and connection that sits underneath. And when we notice this, we can stop judging the scratches and start seeing the beauty in the whole table. Now, here's a couple ways that you can practice this shift. When an old painful memory surfaces, you may want to pause and remind yourself, I'm not there anymore. Look around at your life as it is today. The people, the love, the simple joys. Notice the marks from love, not the scars from hurt. And that shift, well, it lets you see growth and beauty in the present moment instead of pain and reliving the past. Practice gratefulness. When you're feeling low, notice one thing that has lasted through time. Maybe it's kindness, steady support, or small daily rituals. This helps you focus not only on what is worn, but also on what is still strong. A long-term relationship, it's never going to be always shiny and perfect. It's like a well-used table. It will show signs of wear, but those marks are not failures. They're part of the story. The story of two people choosing to keep coming back again and again, to learning, to loving, and growing together. Think of the kitchen table again. It's not always neat and shining. Some days it's full of dirty dishes, crumbs, piles of paper, and at first, the mess may feel frustrating. But when you step back, you see something important. The mess is proof that life happened there. People gathered, food was shared, stories were told. That same table that looks messy also holds love, laughter, and connection. Relationships work the same way. They'll always have some mess. Arguments, hurt feelings, stressful days are part of living close to other human beings. The mess is not a sign of weakness or failure. It simply shows that real life is happening between you. Our experiences are created moment to moment. Harsh words, anger, or worry may feel very heavy, but they're only passing thoughts and feelings. And just like crumbs on a table, they don't stay forever. So this is a first practice, is to see the mess as temporary. Remind yourself, this argument is not permanent. These feelings will pass. That simple shift helps you hold space instead of adding more clutter. And the second practice is to choose one small act of repair. Cleaning up together doesn't mean solving everything all right now. It can be something very simple, like saying, I hear you, giving a gentle touch, making a cup of tea to share. These small acts bring presence back to the moment and remind both of you that the connection matters more than the conflict. The real strength of a relationship is not that it stays spotless. It's that both people are willing to return again and again and clear away what does not belong. And in that clearing, space is made for joy. Space is made for forgiveness and closeness. So don't judge your relationship by the mess you see. Judge it by your willingness to clean it up together. The same place that holds the conflict also holds the healing. And the table is always ready for both. You learned how to stop avoiding, notice pain from love, and clean up the mess together. Well, the same lessons can be applied to your mind. Anxiety isn't proof something's wrong. It's just your thoughts in overdrive. The best question is, how do you stop believing every thought you have? That's what I'll show you next.